Peace to all who wants to make a change for themselves. I'm Seven Sacrifices. And today I'm going to be going over with you guys the power of isolation. Now let me state this real quick. When I say the power of isolation, I don't mean the power in being alone. Because in reality there's no power with you being alone except for the benefits of your self-will. The power of isolation, yes, but being alone, you're not meant to be alone. So don't think in your mind, oh, it's okay, I need to be alone. Some people just need to be lonely. I need to be alone. It's never okay to be alone. If you think that it's okay to be alone, you need to separate yourself from that mindset and go involve yourself with people who are like-minded as you. You know what I'm saying? Because just because you're alone doesn't mean that you're the only one out here thinking the way you think. You need to surround yourself with people that thinks the way you think, so you're not alone. When you're not alone, that's what helps you grow. Being alone don't help you grow. Outside the stuff that you think you know or the stuff that you already know. Sometimes you gotta involve yourself around people so you can learn more, get more information. And just being alone in general is lonely. Nobody wants to be lonely. They might say they will because they have no other option, but nobody wants to be lonely. Thought control, being able to observe your thoughts, being able to observe yourself, but especially your thoughts. I know I always talk about thoughts and you guys gonna get tired of me, but I won't stop talking about it, as well as to myself. Your thoughts is the root of everything. You gotta be able to observe your thoughts. Sometimes isolating yourself away from other thoughts is what helps you observe your thoughts, is what helps you elevate your own thoughts, so you can decide, okay, do I want to elevate my whole situation around me or do I want to stay the same? Only being alone and isolating yourself, not even being alone. Let me stop saying being alone, because you're never alone. Isolating yourself for a moment will help you observe your thoughts through meditation. For example, I realized that my heart chakra was blocked yesterday through meditation just by me isolating myself through meditation. I wouldn't have learned that if I was around everybody else. But now I got to do some self-work on myself to open up my heart chakra. You want to observe the physical action off of your emotions. By you isolating yourself, you observe your emotions and you observe if there's any physical actions that come off of there. Most of the time where there's emotion, there's a physical reaction. Somebody bucks at you, you're going to do like that or you're not going to move at all. It's still a reaction of your brain. You want to be able to observe the reaction of your emotion, your physical reaction of your emotion, because a lot of the times the bad actions that we make is a physical reaction off of the emotion that we're feeling. Sometimes we never learn how to deal with the emotion until we learn it our own way. And most of the time, when you learn how to deal with emotions your own way, it's not the best way to deal with it. You got to hit your head a couple of times. It's always like that. You got to hit your head a couple of times. Separation from outside influence. Outside influence will cause a reaction. Now, let's say you elevate in your mind and you go around these people and they still talk about stuff that you're not even on no more. Your reaction is either going to be, hey man, I don't do like that, or is either going to be, yeah, I can talk about it for right now. Or just the fact that you listening to that can cause an effect to yourself. So you want to separate yourself from outside influence and only put in your own influence. But before you put in your own influence, you gotta tone your influence through isolation. You gotta observe, okay, what is it that I want to put inside my head that's gonna better me, and what is it that I do not want to put inside my head that's gonna better me. Isolation is probably the only key to that. You can learn those lessons through other people, but in order to master it, you have to isolate yourself and observe yourself from other people's influences. Reclaiming who you are and understanding the feeling of misplacement. A lot of you guys in this world, and myself included, feel misplaced in this world because there's a lot of things in this world that they say we have to do, when in reality you don't got to do nothing that nobody says you got to do. You ain't got to do nothing that nobody says you got to do. You got to understand who you are. First of all, what rules you allow, holding yourself up to a standard. What's your standard? You know what I mean? What do you expect out of other people, and what do you expect out of yourself? Understanding who you are, as well as when you feel misplaced, understand this. Does that misplacement, you might feel misplaced in a situation because you know that that's not who you are. As simple as that. You feel misplaced because you know that you're better than that. You feel misplaced because you know that you are worth way more than what they're giving you. So when you separate yourself and you isolate yourself, that's when you be able to. That's when you can program your thoughts to a point where now it's action. Because it takes a lot of work to program your thoughts until the action comes into play, especially when you went your whole life living a certain type of way, of the people telling you you got to live this way, this way, this way. Now you can separate your thoughts. You can put into your thoughts through isolation. No, I'm way higher than that. I'm way better than that because I choose to be, because I said I am. We all are royalty, but you have to say to yourself and tell yourself and treat yourself accordingly. You are royalty. You are deserving way much more in this world than what is given to you by the ways of you following other people's tracks. You're not meant to follow tracks. You're meant to make your own road. Put it like this. Your story isn't already written out for it. You write your story by the day through journaling, through the change in your mind, through the want of change. You write your story out because the change gonna come. The want just has to be strong enough. You start to understand the human computer. If you realize something, like I realized something at this point in my life, is that we're all operating like computer machines. Our brain is nothing different than the computer. You're programmed to wake up, brush your teeth, wash your face, take a shower. You gotta understand that your brain is a computer, that your brain is fed messages and then already know how it wants to react just because of the way of the program that we was placed inside. You need to understand that your brain is programmed to react a certain type of way so you can break from that programming. Temporal reconstruction. Just like how I told you guys that my heart chakra was off, my heart chakra was blocked because I felt through meditation. Those are things that you feel through isolating yourself away from the world, away from what's told, that not even the world, because you're always going to be connected to the world because you're connected to nature, but isolating yourself of this concept of how you're supposed to live, of what you're supposed to do. Staying in shape is one thing, but I'm talking about neglecting your body as in your alignment of your spine, your alignment of your brain, your alignment of your heart, your stomach, your sacral, your root, the way you talk, as well as the way you see dreams. A lot of us neglect those type of teachings as well as way of living, so we would never know. Once you stay alone, you realize certain things within your body that needs to be changed. You realize certain things in your body that needs to be changed, and when you won't change enough, you start seeking for it. Even you can just put the thought out there, I want to change, and let the change come to you. But you got to be willing to take on the change when it comes to you. You can't run from it. You run from it, it's going to come again, but it's going to come worse. So, the thing is, temporal reconstruction is just like a house. When you buy a house, you got to take care of the house. You got to do maintenance on the house. And a car as well. You got to know the car. You won't, if you just get a car and you just ride it till the wheels go off and you don't know nothing about cars, you don't even want to learn nothing about cars or the car that you have, then you're fooling yourself, because now you're just riding a machine that's willing to break down on you and you can't do nothing about it. You got to know what the problem is. Even when it happens to yourself, you got to know what the problem is. So as soon as it, like a starter, as soon as it don't start up, you identify, oh, that's a starter. Let me go ahead and get another one. Let me go ahead and get the change out here. Temporal reconstruction is an important part of our lives that we do because our body is our temple. Our body just hosts our soul. Your mind is the computer to your body. Your soul is who you are. Your mind, the brain, is what you have to overclock, because your brain is programmed by the ways that we've been living through school, through church, through the ways our parents teach us. Through everything we learn, you got to understand that you are not those thoughts and you're not that way of thinking. You are the soul. Your soul, whatever your soul wants, you give it to your soul. Emotional reconstruction. A lot of times in this world, you have to approach things at a nonchalant way. And I'm not saying nonchalant as giving up the character of nonchalant. I'm being dead serious of being nonchalant in certain situations in this life. Sometimes you got to learn how to not care. Sometimes you got to learn how to separate yourself from feeling that you need it, because in reality, you are all you need. Reconstruct your emotions. That's when you could choose what do you want to put your emotions into. But if you have no construction or no foundation of your emotions, you can't hold on to your emotions. You're just giving your emotions out, and emotions are just energy and motion. You're giving your energy into motion that you have no control over. So you want to control your energy by emotional reconstruction. And the way you reconstruct yourself is reconstruction your mind. I like to say fortify all the time because it's true. That's how you do it. Okay? Knowing you are all you need, knowing that you are all you want, anything that you want is from the misplacement of yourself. You may want love because you don't have love within yourself. You got to know one thing too. You are all you need. You are all you want. You are all you had. Everybody else will give up on you. But if you give up on yourself, then you don't have nothing. You can't give up on yourself no matter how rocky the road gets. The road will get rocky because you're paving your own way. You're not taking no road that's already given. When you paving your own road, you got to dig the road up, lay the rock, lay the foundation, lay the cement, and paint it, and build the sidewalks for people to come see you. So knowing that you all you got will change your whole perspective on your want for other things, finding your own way and your own guidance. A lot of people, when they see successful people, the first thing they think of is, the first thing they ask, even to me, people ask me, who do you serve? They're so quick to follow a trend or pick up on something that's not even them. I don't follow nobody except for who I follow. I can't explain who I follow because you won't know, you won't understand. If you understand, then you understand, but there's no need for me to talk about my guidance because my guidance doesn't come from where your guidance may come from. You see what I'm saying? My rap won't come from where your rap come from. My blessings won't come from where your blessings come from. I don't want to do what you do, so that means I can't follow who you follow or serve who you serve, giving my energy into that idea. You gotta find your own way. You gotta find your own guidance. Isolate yourself from everybody else's way of guidance, especially if you don't want to live like them. Especially if what they doing for their lifestyle has nothing to do pertaining to lifestyle you want to live. You cannot follow that. You can't follow that. It won't work. At the end, you choose the route you want to take. At the end, you choose the decision you make. At the end, you choose the consequences. You may not think that you choose the consequences, but at the end, you choose everything. At the end, you are in control of everything. Anything that happens to your life, even if you get cancer, you chose to get cancer. I don't care how awful that sounds, but cancer doesn't just fly in the air like a fly and land on you. Cancer is already within you. You just pull it out of yourself. Everything in this world that they might make it seem like comes from an unknown source is already inside your body. You just pull it out by the way you live, the way you think, the way you speak, the way you eat. Don't shoot the messenger. Burn the message. It's 7 sacrifices. You all gotta make sacrifices. This video is to myself, so future me, or even older me, or even reincarnated me, if you see this message, if you're trying to get back to yourself, I'm right here for you. Peace to all.